Howdy, this is AJS72 Ford 390. We're back with the Yamaha YZ490. Just thought I'd show you the almost finished product here. I painted the bottom end, and I painted obviously the top end. Showed you in my last video, video number 1. There's the head. Got the piston, the whole rod assembly, everything together, and it's in there, and it's a tight fit, but it's got the clearances that it's supposed to have. Yeah, she's looking pretty. So the next step is to tighten these 4 bolts down here, which there is really no torque spec because you can't really torque them with the torque wrench. So they just basically say tighten them as just about as tight as you can get them, and then it will be tight enough, I guess. So I can rotate the engine over nice and easy, and you can hear that kind of hissy noise. That's the rings cutting there into the cylinder wall, which is good. But yeah, so to properly break in this engine wheel, you have to heat cycle it a couple times because the rings build up heat and all that fun stuff. So there we go, top dead center. You have to basically idle it for about 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, till it basically warms up to operating temperature. Then shut it off, let it cool down, and then you run it again for like 20 minutes the same way, and then let it cool down. Then take it out and ride it for like 5 or 10 minutes with no more than half throttle. Let it cool down, and then do it for like 20 minutes, and so on until you get up to like 35-40 minutes of runtime. And then after that, you can use short bursts of full throttle, and then there you go. So usually you can break it in on a track in a day or two, and then you're good to go. So that's where I'm at so far. We'll just go ahead and put the cylinder head on here in a minute after I get these bolts all tightened down, and then we'll torque that. And the cylinder head on this, since it's a 6-stud head, will be between 18 and 22 foot-pounds. So I'll just put them in 22 foot-pounds, and we'll get it squared away, and we'll go from there. All right, I got the jug all bolted up, and I also got the cylinder head all torqued. Oh yeah, came together really nice. She looks really good. So now all we gotta do is we're gonna put the reeds in now. Okay, she's got the reeds installed, the intake manifold installed, which eventually I'm gonna buy a new one of those because that one's starting to go bad. You gotta remember these little things that it still needed. Pretty much the next step is to hang the frame up in the air, and I'm going to drop the motor on it. So we're moving right along. Okay, I've got the motor installed here. A little bit dirty and a little bit of fingerprints on her, but other than that, kind of sucked getting that big old behemoth in there with just me and the frame swinging like that. Luckily I pulled those lags out and I put bigger freaking bolts in there, studs, pretty much studs, yeah, so it'll hold this thing. But that's how she looks so far. Okay, got a little bit ahead from where I was in the video, but I'll go ahead and show you guys where I'm at right now. So since the last video, I've gotten the CDI box in, wired, everything's wired back in, spark plugs in, the nitrogen can, all the suspension on the back is done. I've just got to hook up the last shackle there to the swing arm, and then your end will be done. Yeah, and then I'll start on the front end and put the forks on there way over there, just sitting right over there. There's tops of them, you can see. I'll come over and put the treble clamp on here and set it up. Then after that, we'll put the carburetor in it and put the controls on, and put the air filter in after I oil it, and we'll see if we can't start her up. Okay, so I just ran the bike. I ran it up to operating temperature around 250 degrees on the outside of the top of the head. You know, just ran it long enough to heat up the rings and everything, and you know, that's the first stage of the break-in. So the next one I'll do is I'll do another idling, so I'll do a video of it running. You guys can see it running here. I'm not going to put the rear wheel on it yet because I need a drive chain still, and I need to put a new rear tire on the back, so I'll probably just wait. If not, I'll throw the tire on it and wait for a chain, and then I'll be able to drive it. But the seat's over there, so I can actually put the seat on it here soon enough.
All right, the moment you've all been waiting for to hear what she sounds like. So probably 1 or 2 kicks and she'll start.
This is what she is so far, and all she needs is the side plastics, the tail fender, and the front fender, and she'll be good as new. I'm probably also going to get a new gas tank because that one is a little bit faded and kind of got some notches in it and stuff. But anyway, I'm about to ride it around the block and gonna freaking just make sure that it runs, and got to run it for about 10 minutes and then come back and park it and then keep doing that till it's done breaking in. So anyway, that's where we're at so far.